Hey man, I hope you had a good day. Usually I do some kind of planning for these videos. That's not the case with this video. I literally had the idea for this video 5 minutes ago, and I was like, nice, it's dark outside, I can film this video right now, so let's go. I want to talk about the masculine desire for freedom. More specifically, the masculine desire to break free from any constraints. I'll just start like this. I just watched a movie. Over the last 2-3 days, I always watch movies in like in different sessions, because I can't sit down for like 2-3 hours every day and watch a movie. So I just do it in increments, right? And the movie was titled The Boys in the Boat. It was about how an American junior rowing team made its way to Olympic gold. And it was a gorgeous movie, to be honest. Like, cinematography, insane, and perfect movie. And it's a true story, I think. And what I realized during that movie, once again, is there's not many things that make me emotional. Very few things, indeed. I don't really get to a point where I really have this feeling where like my throat gets closed up and I start tearing up and that kind of stuff. But movies like this one, especially movies about athletes or some sports team, right, that break free from any constraints that keep them from winning, they always get me. And I've talked to this about some friends as well, and they say the exact same thing. And this is something that is more common in men than in women. Of course, women can also experience this, and some women maybe more than men, right? But this is a part of our masculine essence in both women and men. This striving to break free from constraint. I got emotional during that movie, multiple times. Because of course there were roadblocks they had to overcome. And I don't want to spoil the whole movie, but you can already guess what would happen, right? They overcame these roadblocks. They overcame these constraints that were put in their way together as a team. And man, every time I think about this, I remember one specific moment, which was like 8 years ago, probably. I don't even know how long ago this was. Maybe 10 years ago, 2014, 2016, I don't know. That was the football or soccer World Cup. And I'm German. Germany won that year. I'm not a huge football fan, not at all. I literally haven't watched football. As a kid I did a bit, but I never played football. I always played volleyball, so I wasn't really interested in football, to be honest. But of course, as a young German boy, you watch football, right? And I remember when Germany was in the finals, I think it was against Argentina, if that's how you pronounce that, I don't know. But I think it was against them. And the whole game went into overtime. I think it was 0 goals scored, 0-0 after 90 minutes, and then it went into overtime. And man, I remember my father, my mother, my sister and I, we were sitting in our little kind of office room in our house. We didn't even have a TV. We didn't have a TV at that time, which I actually really liked, to be honest. It got me to go outside more as a boy. But we had a computer, like a desktop, right? And so the 4 of us watched that game alone. No, usually we watch games with like other families, right? But we watched that game alone, just us 4, in that small room, all staring at a screen probably this wide, literally. And I remember this moment when Mario Götze, I don't know how you pronounce his name in English, but Mario Götze in German, right? Bro, when I switch up German and English, I always confused. I say right in like Deutsch. in German, right? It's like, what the fuck? But yeah, anyways, here we go. He scored the winning goal, like, I don't know, 8 minutes before overtime was over. And I remember my mom jumped up. It was such a beautiful moment. I remember literally till this day, my mom jumped up. I didn't know what was happening, to be honest. I literally sat down I was just in awe. And again, I didn't even care about football, but it was such a beautiful story. And my mom jumped up, my dad jumped up, my sister jumped up. I just sat there and started tearing up. And I had this exact feeling of like my throat being closed up. Like when you're about to really start crying or something, your throat, but not out of pain or something, but out of pleasure, out of yeah, happiness. Now, why was that? Both for this movie and for Germany winning the World Cup back then. Because in that movie and with the World Cup, this team had gone through so much adversity, so many struggles, so many setbacks, and they won. They broke free from all these constraints. They broke free from their enemies, like from the other teams. And man, I remember this till this day. My favorite YouTube video of all time is a video, and you can see that I'm into sports, right? I never watch sports, I just play sports, to be honest. But this YouTube video was, I think, a compilation of the most beautiful sports moments from 2000 to, I think it was like 2018 or something, or maybe 2000 to 2020. No, probably not, because I watched this video literally 6 years ago, so I don't know, but you get the point. Maybe 2000 to 2015. And there are moments in that video that I watched live on TV. For example, Usain Bolt beating the world record in the 100-meter race. That's how this video starts. And man, these moments just make me so hyped and so honestly emotional, like I say. Now, why is that? Because we can feel what these men felt in that moment when they broke free from all these constraints, when Usain Bolt runs past everyone else, when these boys in that rowing boat just pass everyone else. We can feel that. We can feel that energy that they felt in that moment. We can relate to them. We can empathize with them. Because we also have constraints in our lives that we want to break free from. Maybe financially, maybe with our family, maybe personal, emotional, mental. We want freedom. Mental freedom is a big one for me, to be honest. Not mental health, but mental freedom. Freedom of thought. Almost like awakening, right? The more I get into this spirituality stuff and meditation and all this kind of stuff, and I've been meditating for years, but I'm more and more realizing I've just been focusing on my breath for years. I haven't been meditating. Now, what this video, I hope, will teach you is that, yes, it's great to watch other people break free from constraints. And that makes you feel empowered and powerful. But even greater is to break free from your own constraints. Imagine what these men that we watch in sports, imagine what they feel in that moment. Holy fuck, bro. Imagine what they feel. And really try to visualize what a person who wins an Olympic gold medal, or who wins a World Cup, or who just wins a random kids race, a random 12-year-old who wins a kids bike race. Imagine what they feel, how proud they are of the work they put in, how proud they are of themselves, of their team. And now imagine your life right now. Imagine think of the constraints that you have currently. For me, the biggest one is financial and mental constraints. Being in my head too much sometimes, not having a positive mindset sometimes. Those are the biggest constraints for me right now. And the more I get to breaking free of those, the more literally my body opens up. You know this when you have a constraint, when you're really stressed about something. My neck gets tense. My neck is like chronically tense. Has been for the last few years, to be honest. I have neck pain 24/7. But that's not because I have bad posture or because I don't train my neck or because of some other thing. It's literally because of this constraint. And I'm noticing the more I break free from constraints. Last year I did a lot of trauma work, which was transformative for me. When I broke free just a little bit from these childhood traumas, my neck pain went away. Not fully, but a lot of it went away. People say, you're carrying a burden on your shoulders, right? That's how my neck feels, like I'm carrying a burden on my shoulders. I'm not sure if that's an English saying, it's a German saying, at least. Yeah, not sure about that. But man, breaking free from constraints that have held you back for days, weeks, months, or even years, even decades. Man, that shows you what you truly want. And I've read about this stuff, right? I read books by, for example, David Deida. And he talks a lot about how the masculine wants to just break free from constraints. The masculine just strives for freedom. Man, when I read that, I was like, damn, that's true. Holy. And it's small things. It doesn't have to be winning a World Cup. It's small things. It could literally just be, and this is a big one for me to be honest, it could just be having a clean environment. Every time I clean my room, I feel more free. When my room gets cluttered, my girl likes to just throw everything on the floor. She's kind of chaotic with that. If she's watching this, sorry for calling you out, but man, that stresses me, right? That chaos. But when there's order and when, yeah, then I feel more free and my body opens up. I can physically feel my body opening up when I'm breaking free from constraints. Even right now, this YouTube channel is gaining some good traction right now, which is a big step towards me gaining more financial freedom. And my body has opened up and I've become more positive. I hope you take this serious. This is very important, and you know this. If you watched this video this far, you know that you need to break free from your constraints. You've experienced that in the past. Someone maybe bullied you or something, and then you broke free from that. You one day did something that caused you not getting bullied anymore. For me, that was getting out of school. I never had the courage to hit someone or anything, which, looking back, wouldn't have been the nicest thing to do, but would have probably been the right thing to do, to be honest. Let out that aggression. Because nobody else did that for me. But then when I got out of school and I never saw these guys anymore, I was free from that constraint. I felt free. Same thing with school in general. I hated someone telling me, oh, do this for homework, do this, do this. Hated it, bro. The moment I got out of school, my life became so much more free. And of course, then responsibilities get thrown in your way. And you have to break free from that. Can we ever reach complete freedom? No, it's impossible. But it's good that it's impossible, because we have to keep striving. We have to have something that we can break free from. If we don't have something to break free from, what's the reason for our life? Why are we doing anything that we're doing? This desire to break free from constraints is what keeps us going. That's what keeps me going every single day. Keep that in mind, man. Keep that in mind. This video started very joyful, and now it got very deep. And that's how I wanted this video to go. I hope this video made you feel something. If you want to learn more from me, I'm running a small free community. We have like 40 men in there, pretty much of all ages. A few days ago we had someone join who was, I think, 59, which was so awesome to see. This community has really been attracting a great quality of men, and we help each other, specifically in improving our romantic relationships. That's why I talk about masculinity here. Because realizing what masculinity actually is and what femininity actually is, and using those to improve your relationship, not in a controlling way, but in a loving way, is so crucial. It has made such a huge difference to my relationship. My relationship is literally better now than it has been for the last few years, maybe forever. And I've been with my girl for over 5 years, almost 5.5 years. Now this is funny, I talk about financial freedom here, and then a guy in an Aston Martin drives by. I've never seen this car here. This is not a town where expensive cars drive by, and this is a very small road I'm in right now. But there's a $200,000 car. Interesting. And stop watching other people break free from constraints. Yes, do it for inspiration, but then use that inspiration to break free from your own constraints. The only reason I watch these movies is for inspiration. Both for my cinematography and everything, right? And learning how to build a story, because that's also what I do in these videos. I tell stories, and I can learn a lot from films, but also I watch those for inspiration for my own life. What did other people do to get to where they are now? That's why I watch a lot of movies that, yeah, are based on true stories. Man, if you're still watching, I'm glad you stuck around. I stopped driving like 5 minutes ago. But I'm glad you stuck around, man. I wish you all the best. If things are tough right now, do everything you can to break free from that constraint, or from those constraints you're battling right now. Do everything in your power. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Do not be afraid to ask for help. If you need immediate help right now, join any community. Could be mine, could be someone else's, but join any free community and ask for help. Yes, what I like in my community is that people post about their lessons, but if someone needs urgent help and they post about that, that's so much more valuable. Sometimes we need help, and being able to admit that is crucial. It's not weak, it's actually very strong to admit that you need help. A strong person admits that he needs help. because he doesn't fear that that would make him weak. A weak person doesn't admit it because he fears that that would make him weak or make him seem weak. A strong person couldn't care less. With that said, I wish you all the best. I'm glad you stuck around for that long. Honestly, respect, because these videos are not easy to watch. I respect the fuck out of you for watching these videos. And I thank you for watching these videos, because obviously it also helps me. So thank you so much. Break free from constraints. And I'll see you soon. Bye. Take care.